What's going on, everybody? Thank you so much for joining me today for episode number 92 of the Car 5 podcast. You guys know me, of course. I'm your host, Joshua. For today's episode, we're going to be talking about our good American friend, Saleen, and how they're actually going to start heading into the Chinese market for vehicles, as well as they're starting a brand new production of an all-new S7. So, as usual, everyone, let's go ahead and just dive right into things. This is something I'm particularly excited about because you can tell Saleen is wanting to do big things. They want to grow their brand across the world. They want to become a much bigger and better company, and they actually want to become an actual automotive manufacturer. I mean, they already are, but on a much bigger scale. Saleen has always been known, and they'll actually always have a special place in my heart for what they do to tune cars and make cars better and aftermarket Mustangs. Of course, they're most famously known for two things: their production of their Saleen S7, which is a mind-blowing hypercar, which we'll get to the new one in just a moment. But they're also known for their aftermarket versions of tuned Mustangs. The Saleen Mustangs are, they set themselves apart from the normal Ford Mustangs, but they're just great. So getting into the meat of today's podcast episode is they are heading to China in order to grow their company. Specifically, Saleen has partnered up with the Jiangsu Seco Automobile Technology Corporation as to join the Chinese automobile market as a manufacturer of high-performance-based vehicles in order to grow the brand. Like I said, it's no question Saleen, especially their founder, Steve Saleen, wants to grow this into a monstrous automotive manufacturing company. Also, additionally, a part of that Chinese launch, outside of showing details of the new Saleen S7 they're going to make, they also premiered brand new vehicles as well that they will be bringing to the United States and the Chinese markets. And that is going to be the S1 sports car, a 400 horsepower SUV, and a smaller car, which I think is kind of going to be almost like a smart type of vehicle, which is going to be capable of 107 horsepower and have a range of 190 miles. So they're going to have a small compact car, which you would definitely see in Japan and China, those type of markets. They're bringing an SUV, and as well as a smaller type of sports car, and the Saleen S7. It's a great vehicle. So that's the first part of today's episode. They're definitely making moves, getting themselves out of but growing into other markets, getting into the Chinese market, but they're also introducing new vehicles here in the United States as well. So hats off to them. Congratulations for wanting to become a bigger manufacturer and get their brand name and their vehicles more out into the world and kind of stepping away from just tuning cars as well. So into the other part of this episode, which I'm particularly excited about, the Saleen S7. Their hypercar is one that turns everybody's head as soon as one drives by, and the chance of you seeing one out in the wild in a normal day is pretty rare because there's not that many of them out there. This is a car that is just extremely lightweight. It's extremely powerful. They even came in a manual, which was completely terrifying when you see how the car looks and how fast it actually is. As a part of this update of the company, of them expanding into China, they've also released news. They are creating a brand new Saleen S7 as well. And we do have some of the specs for this vehicle. It is going to be utilizing the engine we are familiar with, the 7-liter twin turbocharged V8, which we all know and love, but it's more refined and it's revitalized as well. So it's going to be more efficient, better power delivery, etc. so forth. It's going to have 1,500 horsepower, have a top speed of 298, and will go 0 to 60 in just 2.2 seconds, which is 200 horsepower more than the previous S7, and it's also lighter in weight as well. So we already know how blisteringly fast the old S7 was. This one is faster and it's lighter. I have a feeling in the right weather conditions, it is possible that this thing will break 300 miles per hour. I kind of feel like they should just go for it. If they're at 298, I know it may not sound like a lot of just an extra 2 miles per hour to get to 300, but keep in mind when you're going through that speeds, air is thick. It's very, very thick. It's almost like, imagine if you're at these type of cars, these hypercars at lower speeds, 0 to 200, it's like a hot knife going through butter, right? It's nothing. Air means nothing. But when you start getting to higher than 200s, closer to the 300 mile an hour mark, imagine it's like a car driving through mud or driving through like a very thick ice cream cake. There's force preventing that car from going forward. That's what these higher speeds basically produce. When you get to that type of speed and you're going through air like that, it's an actual force going against the car. So 2 miles an hour may not sound like a lot, but at that speed, it is. So all in all, Saleen's doing big things. They're getting into a new market over in Asia, China specifically. They're coming out with new vehicles. They got a brand new Saleen S7 coming out, and it's all very exciting. I've always loved Saleen. I'm very happy with them. They're making big moves and wanting to grow and expand their brand. So hats off to them. Ladies and gentlemen, that's actually all we have for episode 92. Saleen heading into China for more vehicles and premiering the new S7. Don't forget to like on Facebook. Don't forget to follow on Instagram. If you guys are checking out the podcast for the first time, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Go ahead and check out the YouTube as well, unless you're already here already. And just browse the channel. If you guys see what you like, hit that subscribe button. If you don't mind, leave a like on this video as well. You guys know if you ever need anything from me, just shoot me an email. info@car5podcast.com. Don't forget, if you guys are ever looking for your favorite hat or shirt or jacket or accessory from your favorite car company, check out the link in the description, www.tiog.com, which is your source for the best car merchandise that's direct from the manufacturer. Last but not least, don't forget to tune into episode number 93. We're going to be talking about the recreation of an automotive icon, which is the Jaguar XJ13, and it's now called the LM69. Thank you so much, everybody, for tuning in. Please remember to drive safe and have a fantastic evening. Thank you.